Let's walk through the technical implementation of the Number Save project. The application is built as a decoupled MERN stack. The front end, the front end is a React slash Vite app application deployed on Vercel, and the back end is a Node.js slash Express API, which is deployed as a web service on render. The database is a managed MongoDB cluster. Starting with the backend, the code is structured so that the app.js creates and configures the core Express application. This file handles the MongoDB connection, sets up the CORS middleware to only accept requests from a live Vercel URL, which is stored in an environment variable, and mounts our API routes. A key detail in app.js is that the server.js file is a simple launcher that imports the app and calls app.listen, which is the start command we give to render. The core business logic in the background routes is that the registry endpoint has a crucial validation step. The role from the request body is admin. The code explicitly checks if the email strings ends with Karunya. We will show this here. The code explicitly checks if the email string ends with Karunya. This is just a placeholder for the .government email ID for the government officials to authenticate as admins. This will be changed in the future. Passwords are never stored as plain text. They are hashed using bytecrypt.js via a pre-save hook in the user.js mongoose model. To protect the API, I implemented custom middleware in the auth middleware.js file. The protect function verifies that the JWT from the authorization header on all complaint-related routes. The authorize admin function is then chained after protect on the update status route to ensure only an admin can make the database change. Now let's look at the front end. The link between the front end and the back end is the client source utils API.js file. Here I created a central Axios instance. Its base URL is set dynamically by reading the environment variable Vite API base URL. And it points directly to a render service URL, which I have uploaded in the GitHub. The Axios instance is configured to prepend API to all requests. So a component can just call api.getAuthLogin and it automatically becomes HTTPS and the whole link. This file also uses an interceptor to automatically add the user's JWT from local storage to the header of every outgoing request. On the UI side, client source app.jsx uses React Router DOM to manage all the pages. I created a custom protected route component that checks local storage for a valid token and the correct role before rendering a dashboard. If the check fails, the user is redirected to the login page. The dashboard themselves are stateful components. The user dashboard.jsx file in the component section uses a use effect hook to call api.getComplaint/all when the component first loads. This shows all of the complaints entered by all of the users to all of the other users. The resulting array of complaints is stored in state using useState. The JSX then maps over the state array to render the rest of complaint codes. Finally, the admin dashboard.jsx is very similar, but it includes a handle status change function. When an admin selects a new status from a drop-down, this function is triggered and the calls api.put complaint/id. The backend middleware validates before updating the database. Now we'll look at the project demo. Thank you for watching.